I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am. Well, we'll find out in a second if I am forgetting anything, I guess. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Hang on. Hang on. I just gotta wait for my guests to settle in for a second. Also, hopefully, we don't have any connection problems today. It still says unstable, but it's been saying that for like a month now, and I don't know how to fix it. But my OBS says everything's okay. Twitch says I'm unstable. OBS says we're okay. So I said it and then okay. Twitch says the stream is unstable, but OBS says we're okay. So I'm gonna trust OBS. I think last time my OBS had slight problems and then I updated it, so it very much could have been like I just needed to update my OBS because I kept not doing that. So that might have been the problem. Anyway, okay. Today is another episode of Going on a Tangent. It used to be called I'm Going on a Tangent until I realized that going on a tangent, like, as an acronym is GOAT. And I was like, I like goats. So that's why it's that now. So today, let me find Today I am here with my good friends Katara, Aang, and Sokka. We also have Appa and Momo here with us today, and we are going to be discussing my opinions. Hi B! We're going to be discussing my opinions of the show Avatar The Last Airbender, as well as Legends of Korra. I hate these No, I'm kidding. Obviously not. I would not be yapping about them for like an hour if I hated them. I love them. They're my favorite shows ever. They are very, very up there with Bluey, because everyone knows how much I love Bluey. So they are very, very up there, okay? Like this is Bluey, and then this is Avatar The Last Airbender, and then this is Legends of Korra. That's like my ranking. It's like, it's not even like first, they're all sharing first place right now by like decimal points, you know? Okay, so today is probably going to be a very unorganized episode of GOAT because I love calling it that. Because I don't have a lot of notes. See, our last episode of GOAT, we were talking about the secret history, and I was so organized. I had a nice long list of notes. Today, my notes are about this long, and they don't say much. So we're going to see what happens and how long this stream is. It might not actually be an hour. Also, I just would like to point out that I did indeed give these two shoes because, first of all, I don't need Sokka's stinky feet on my stream, okay? Like, I'm saving you guys. And second, I just felt like, you know, for a little bit of, you know, privacy, because people are weird on the internet, I'd give Aang a shoe as well. But I don't want Sokka's stinky feet on my stream, so that's why I gave him shoes. And then just out of, like, politeness, I gave Aang a shoe as well. So, thank you for your service. You are so welcome. Like, I'm telling you, when I picked out this picture and I was like, I don't need your stinky feet here, bro. Put shoes on. So I did. So, literally the first thing I wrote, okay, first of all, 100% could be spoilers in this. Second of all, I'm not going to be going over the plot or anything. I'm just going to be rambling. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's kind of on you, honestly, for not watching the show already. Just saying. So I watched Avatar The Last Airbender for the first time in May. And I watched it because Drew Gooden made a video about Avatar The Last Airbender. And I went, oh, that looks really good. He was talking about the live action, the new live action. And I was like, oh, the cartoon looks really good. I want to watch it. And then I didn't for like a hot minute. And then I was done with school and I went, let me watch it. So I watched it and it is amazing. I binge watched all 3 seasons in like 2 weeks, not even, maybe shorter. And then after that, I was like, let me watch it again. So I'm watching it again right now. But I'm limiting myself. I was like, let's slow down a little bit. I'm only watching like an episode or 2 a day just to really take it in, you know? Don't rush into it. And then I watched Legend of Korra. I keep calling it Legends, plural. It's singular. Anyway, I watched Legend of Korra, which I actually watched when I was in like 3rd grade or something with my dad, but I didn't remember any of it. So it was basically completely new to me. I will talk more on that a little bit later because I need to say something that my dad said to me, and it was, I'll explain later. That's coming up. That is point 7 of 14, and that's including sub points. I have a few like main point. Okay, anyway. So my first Oh, my first bullet point here is literally just all caps, love, 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 and then back to lowercase, this type of comedy. This show's comedy is like my favorite thing. And maybe it's just because I have the mentality of a child, but literally I love how they do comedy in the show. They so carefully and delicately balance comedy with the serious stuff, and it's very like cartoonish comedy, but not in like a like stupid way, you know what I mean? And I think they do a very good job of balancing it. I also love how it's like supposed to be a serious moment, and then like they'll do something dumb, and then it just like makes it hilarious. Like I think like when they went to see, I can't remember. There's an episode where they're going to one of the Earth Kingdoms. I can't. It might have been not Omashu. I don't remember. They were going. I don't have enough notes for this. There's an episode where they're going to an Earth Kingdom. I don't know which one. And they land, and then some people greet them, and they're like, "Oh my God, the Avatar! We are so honored to have you." And then it like cuts to the Avatar, and Aang's literally scratching his butt. It's like moments like that where it's like kind of stupid humor, but it's not like in like a classless way. If that makes it's like classy stupid humor. If that makes sense, it's like classy stupid humor, which is like my kind of humor. I'm describing this so well. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I think they do a very good job of balancing comedy and serious stuff. And it's like, it's very much like still a kid's show, but like adults can watch it too. Because I'm an adult and I'm watching it. So therefore, I decree that adults are allowed to watch the show and enjoy it as well. So you're welcome, everybody. My second bullet point is literally just all caps. Zuko is my favorite. And then my no. Yeah, Zuko's my favorite in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then in Legend of Korra, Korra is actually my favorite, which I feel like their personalities are like kind of pretty similar, so I think it makes sense why they're both my favorites. Why are they my favorites? Korra just because she's cool, and then Zuko is a classic, okay? Everyone loves Zuko, and if you don't love Zuko, get out of here. I don't want you here. I loved Zuko in all 3 seasons, even in season 1 when he was being a little silly goofy, you know, trying to restore his honor and chasing after the Avatar. Even in that season before he started having his character development and he was being a little silly, he was still my favorite, okay? Maybe because I was slightly spoiled and I knew that he was going to become good because I watched that Drew Gooden video, but like, he was my favorite from day 1, okay? He's so baby girl, exactly. Zuko is my favorite. He's been my favorite since day 1. He will continue to be my favorite. I love him. He is my bestie. The rest of them are there too. No, I'm kidding. I genuinely love almost everyone in this show. Emphasis on almost. Because, like, there's a few where I'm like, you know, like Fire Lord Ozai. What's he doing here? Get him out of here. Aang technically does. He doesn't kill him, but, like, spoilers. I told you guys there'd be spoilers. He doesn't kill him, but, like, he gets him out of here. You know what I mean? But, like, pretty much all the characters, it's like Zuko, everyone else in second place, and then like everyone I hate. Like some of the side characters are like third, and then just like way down is like all the people I don't like Fire Lord Ozai, because no one likes him. He's stinky, probably. He looks stinky to me. I can't smell him because it's a cartoon, but he looks stinky. He's probably stinkier than Sokka's feet. So yeah, Zuko's my favorite. I'm going to get a little bit more into that later too, I think. I have a point somewhere. Yes, I have a point. And then I will talk about Zuko more there. I'm just kind of speed running the points so I can like talk more on like the bigger points. Okay, this is actually kind of a big point. In all caps, I put, they're all babies and most of the adults suck. This is so true about this show. Literally, Aang over here, my boy's 12. My boy is he's a tween. my boy Aang over here is a tween, and he has the pressure of saving the entire world. My girl Katara, she's what, 14? My girl Katara is 14, and she is also now basically tasked with saving the world. And my boy Sokka over there, 15, I think. And he is also tasked with saving, like, they are all babies in this show. My boy should be at the club. I don't know if he should be at the club at 15, but like, if he wants to be, he's the Avatar. He could do what he wants. If you are not the Avatar, I would not encourage you going to the club at 12 or 15 or 14. But like, anyway, but like, they're literally babies. Zuko, 16, also a baby. Azula, okay, listen, Azula kind of annoyed. I'm gonna be so real. this was my issue with Korra too. The antagonist kept annoying me because I would be like, "Why are you here?" I would like, it was to the point where I was like, at this point, I think I just want the show to be slice of life, and I want to see their shenanigans because the villains are annoying me, even though they're like the whole point of the show. Like they're the conflict, but I'm like, I just want to watch them vibe, bro. Stop going after Korra. Anyway, Azula annoyed the crap out of me at first because she kept popping up when I didn't want her popping up. I was like, everyone's chilling and you keep popping up, girl. But she is literally 14. No, I do love Azula though. Like, she annoyed me, but I love her, you know what I mean? Like, she is such a good villain. And she's so intelligent, especially for 14. Like, it's insane. I'm like, girl, like, you could have done so much, and instead your poor father got to you first. Not your poor father. Your dumb father got to you first. Like, you could have been so much, and then stupid Ozai had to go and traumatize all of them. Like, she could have been so, like, she could have done, like, changed so much and did so much, like, cool stuff, but then instead her stupid dad just had to go and traumatize her. And then she ended up literally, poor Zuko had to put, I mean, I guess he didn't have to, but she does, spoilers, end up in a mental hospital. I don't know if that's like the nice way of, whatever, but you get what I mean. Like, she ends up literally like straitjacketed because she's like hallucinating and like actually she loses her mind. She literally loses her mind. And it's like really, really sad because she's only 14 when it happens. Maybe 5th, I don't know when her birthday is, but she's literally only 14 when it happens. And she literally physically loses her mind, and it's really, really sad. Like, she could have been so, like, anyway. So yeah, the adults in this show, most of them suck. Most of them. Emphasis on the most of them. Iroh, literal king. Literal king. I saw, when Iroh popped up in Legend of Korra, I screamed. I screamed and got so excited. I was like, oh my god, Iroh. Uncle Iroh. Yes. We are Iroh stans in this household. If you are not, get out of here. I love Iroh so much. Let's talk about Iroh for a little bit. I love him so much. He's so funny and so, like, he's also like the, like he's like the embodiment of like how I was talking about earlier, how I love the comedy in this show, because he'll be like so serious and he'll say the wisest thing and then he'll be like, okay, tea time. And then he'll go get a cup of tea. Or he'll, like, he really loves music night, you know? Like, he's so wise but so funny at the same time. And I'm like, I aspire to be like, when I'm old, I want to be like Iroh, you know what I mean? I want to be like super smart but also like really silly goofy. Like, that's the old person I aspire to be, is like Iroh. Except he's probably gonna be like way smarter than I ever will be because he's Iroh. And also, like, I don't think I'll ever be able to bend lightning just because lightning's a little bit dangerous, like, in the real world. Like, outside of the world of ATLA, it's apparently, like, super dangerous to get struck by lightning. So, like, I don't think I want to try that. But, like, yeah. Iroh's a really good adult. The rest of them, I'm sorry. The rest of them, I have to say, other than Gyatso, love Gyatso, even though he's, like, barely in it because he's... But, sorry, Egg. Sorry. Anyway, sensitive topic. But, like, when you get to Legend of Korra and Mako's lightning bending, we have to talk about it. Yes, I will get there. Girl, I will get to Mako, don't you worry. Mako is, we are going to be talking about him. But, like, what was I saying? Okay, all of the other adults are either really, really bad, like Fire Lord Ozai, or Sparky Boom Boom Man, or they're, like they're good, but I'm also like, you are telling children. Again, we are looping back to the fact that all of the main characters in the show are literally babies. They are basically newborns crawling out of the womb. but like, literally, like, all of the other adults, like, they might be nice, but like the Earth King, for example, I'm just gonna say that because I'm rewatching season 2 right now. The Earth King, he isn't like, what are these children doing exposing, like, my advisor and the Dai Li? He isn't like questioning the fact that these literal babies, look at their face, they literally all still have baby face, especially Aang. He's not like, why are these little babies bending into my courtroom and telling me that my advisor is evil? Like, why are they telling me? And like, maybe like I should help them and like, you know, maybe take a load off their hands because they're literal children. But no, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying that the adults are necessarily like bad people, but they are awful with like kids. Like, they're all like, Like where's Gran and all? Like, why is Gran just letting her children gallivant off into the world, her grandchildren gallivant off into the world on their own at 14 and 15? No adult supervision, no nothing. Like, I mean, I get it, right? It was a it was a different time back then. Children were allowed to just gallivant around the world on their flying bison. But like, are we really putting like literally the pressure of saving the entire world on the shoulders of these three children? And then Toph and Suki and Zuko when they join. But like, really, we're gonna put the pressure of saving the entire world on these children, and especially on Aang, who is 12. Like, he just learned how to walk yesterday, bro, and he has to save the world now? Anyway. Next point. My next point is literally just Cabbage Merchant. Can we give a little shout out to the Cabbage Merchant real quick, okay? That guy is dedicated. He is passionate, okay? Like, I get it's supposed to be haha funny, his cabbages keep getting ruined, and every time he says, my cabbages, and he's like super distraught, and it's funny because he keeps returning, and he genuinely like keeps returning. Like, I'm pretty sure there are references to him in Legend of Korra and like in all the comics, which I will talk about in a second too. But like, can we just like give this guy a little round of applause or something? Because my guy kept going. His cabbage cart would get run over in one city, he moves to the next with a new cabbage cart. He just kept going. And then in the comics, he literally opens a cabbage restaurant. This guy is passionate. He knows what his goals in life are. He knows what his true calling is. He knows what his like biggest like what the love of his life is. Basically, he knows what he is meant to do, and that is to work with cabbages, and he will do nothing to stop at that. And that is very, very commendable. I think that's the word. That is very like admirable, the fact that he is so passionate about something that he will continue to work towards this goal of like selling cabbages. And I think that's something we can all really learn from. And I don't think that's something that people talk enough about, is the fact that the Cabbage Merchant is so like, he is a very good example, I think, of what people in the world could do. You know, like, you find your thing you're passionate about and you just have to keep pursuing it, no matter how many times the Avatar and his friends knock you over. You keep going, because if you are truly passionate about something, you are going to embrace it and you are going to keep moving forward with that thing. And sometimes it's okay to let things go, but when you're this passionate about something like the Cabbage Merchant, he just goes to show, like, you have to keep trying, because if you truly care about something, you're going to fight for it. And I just think that's very admirable, and I just want to give a little shout out to the Cabbage Merchant for being a very great and passionate guy. Next. Okay, now we're going to start talking about Korra a little bit. So, Legend of Korra. My dad literally spoiled the ending for me because he thought I wasn't going to watch it, because like at the time before I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm not really sure if I'm going to watch it yet. Like, I'm reading the ATLA comics right now. I kind of want to finish that first. And then one day, out of nowhere, okay, let me set the scene. It is about 8:30 in the morning. I am sitting down at the kitchen table, peacefully eating my breakfast, okay? I was eating some little frozen pancakes that you like put in the toaster. I had some milk. The sun was coming in through the window, but like not at an angle where it was in my face yet, because I got up early enough so that I could eat breakfast without the sun directly burning my retinas and in my eyeballs. Okay, so it was like the perfect morning. The birds were singing, it was blue skies, the sun was out. I was sitting there peacefully eating my chocolate chip pancakes that I put in the toaster, and they were perfectly toasted, and my mom was like doing her little thing in the kitchen, like washing some dishes. I don't remember what she was doing. It was a Saturday, so she's probably cooking a little bit. Okay, so imagine this. The kitchen smells great. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the birds are singing, you are eating delicious chocolate chip pancakes that have been toasted to perfection in the toaster, okay? My dad comes downstairs. And I don't remember, I think I was reading one of the comics, one of the ATLA comics. My dad comes downstairs. He says good morning, he does his usual stuff, gets some coffee, I think nothing of it. We start talking a little bit about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then all of a suddenly, okay, my morning is completely ruined. Full stop, record scratch, everything. My father, if I could even call him that, goes, did you know that Legend of Korra ends with Korra going to the spirit world? My whole day is ruined. My whole life at that point is ruined. My father, again, if I could even call him that, ruined my entire morning by telling me that Legend of Korra ends with her going to the spirit world. And I think I can't even watch the show anymore. And I tell him this. I tell him I was literally like one comic away from watching the show. And you've just spoiled the whole thing for me. And he tries to apologize, but at that point, no apology can even make up for this, okay? But I decide to, just like the cabbage merchant, I decide to push through. I push through because I'm so passionate about this show, about these shows. I push through, okay? And I continue. I watch Legend of Korra. So I get to the last episode. This is like about a few days ago now, okay? I watched the last episode of Legend of Korra. Tell me why her going to the spirit world, which the way my dad said it made me think that she was doing some spiritual something, like she became the avatar in the spirit world, right? Like she lives out the rest of her life there like Iroh did, you know what I mean? Like I thought it was gonna be something like that, like huge, or something with like the lion turtle, or something else like huge. Tell me why it was literally just her going on vacation with her girlfriend. Like my dad made me think it was some huge thing, Korra going to the spirit world. And that's literally how the entire show ends too. It ends with her and Asami walking into the spirit world. Tell me why I thought it was like gonna be some big thing, and it turns out it's just her and her girlfriend going on a little vacay. Excuse me? Yeah, so I'm looking for a new dad if anyone no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's not watching this, but I love you, Dad. I really love my dad. Don't, I'm joking. Okay. No. Okay. But this actually brings us right to our next topic, which is Korra and Asami. Okay, can we just talk about them real quick? Because I saw some people online complaining that their relationship was out of nowhere, poof, out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, clearly you did not watch season 4 at all, because literally the entirety of season 4, I was like, okay, so I didn't want to like get too spoiled by Legend of Korra, right? But I was also looking at fan art on Instagram of ATLA, so obviously some Legend of Korra stuff is gonna come up too. And I was like, I was dodging that, okay? I was dodging it. I was like, like that, and like just blocking it, you know? But like obviously a few things slip in here and there because I'm not coordinated at all. So I see with my eyes something about like Korra being bi and dating Asami, but like I didn't properly read it because I saw it was Korra and I kept scrolling, you know, but I caught it. Unfortunately, my brain processed that little crumb. And so I wasn't like sure if that was like actually a canon thing or if it was just like them speculating or whatever. So when I got to season 4, like it was there. I could feel it. And listen, my gaydar, she's a little messed up, okay? But like I could feel, even I could feel it. You know what I mean? I could feel it, but I was like, I don't want to assume. I don't want to like say anything until the last episode when they walked through that spirit portal. The scream, I scrubbed. Girl, I was so loud. My neighbors were probably like, is she okay? I wasn't. I was over the moon watching them like hold hands and walk. It was so cute. I literally screamed so loud. Oh my gosh. And like literally like then I went like I was reading the comics and like some of the comics would like, you know, like there you could like see in the comics like the relationship continues, and it's like I was screaming so loud every time they did like anything. Like they would hug and I'd go ah! Vacay, just the two of them. Exactly. It was so cute. And like to everyone online being like, it came out of nowhere. First of all, I literally Googled like after watching that last episode, I was like, I think they're together, but I still don't want to assume. Maybe they're just roommates. So maybe they're just bosom friends. So I Googled it and I found a Tumblr post by like Brian, I don't know how to say his last name, but one of the literal makers and writers of the show. And he was like, yeah, they're gay, they're together, and it's cute. And literally so many people were like, oh my god, this came out of nowhere. This came out of nowhere. First of all, apparently, I think they started thinking of them ending up together in like season 3, I think is when they start slowly building on it. I didn't really notice anything in season 3, but that's because I can't remember anything. So season 4 was like freshest in my mind. So I guess I just have to rewatch all 4 seasons again, which, if I must, you know. But literally all of season 4, it's there. You cannot tell me it's not there. The fact that Korra writes Asami and nobody else at the very beginning of the season, like, it's there, girl. It's there. And if you think it isn't, then you're straight probably. Okay, I don't want to assume, but it's probably the truth. Let's be real. If you didn't see it coming, you're probably straight, okay? I'm sorry. And if you aren't, that's okay. Maybe your gaydar is a little messed up like mine is, because mine is mine could use some work, okay? But literally, they're your Roman Empire for real. They got more screen time being flirty with each other than any other relationship. Literally, even in season 1 where they're like first getting to know each other, it's like a little bit like the way like Korra will say things to Asami. I'm a little bit like, you know, and like I don't know if that was necessarily intentional or if it was just me making things gayer than they needed to be, but like it's like there, you know, especially in season 4. So love them. I love them so much. I think it's hilarious that Mako is there too. For Mako. But the way Asami takes her for a car ride, literally when they go racing on the track, I'm telling you. And you know what? Mako tried his best, okay? Mako's a king. He tried. I will say the reason why his relationships with Asami and Korra failed, I feel like the him and Korra one was just, they were a little too, like, headstrong for each other, if that makes sense. I think they were a little too, like they would fight a lot, which obviously we saw. They were fighting like an old couple that should have gotten a divorce a decade ago. And like I think him and Asami were like cute together, but I think it was just like, it wasn't like as like strong, like passionate as it could have been, I guess, or whatever. Like they really did care about each other, but like in the end for everyone with Mako, it was like best that they just stayed really, really good friends, which I think is also a very nice thing for them to put in the show. Which brings me to my next topic, which is the fact that both of these shows are top tier examples of just impeccable writing, okay? They're all impeccable, okay? Like the way you see the characters grow and how the characters are so human, and like literally like so much, the reason why it's so impactful is because so much of the stuff that happens in the show is still applicable today. Some of it is unfortunate, like there's episodes of Legend of Korra where like, you know, the one where they're like going to the protests or whatever, and like innocent citizens are like literally getting arrested for watching their electricity, and we see that happening all the time now. And that's why the show is so impactful, because it's like, it's still, stuff in the show is still happening in real life, and like you're able to make this like connection with them even though they're magical and they have like bending powers, and like it's all like, it doesn't look or act exactly like our world. There's still like so many parts of it that like still are there. You know, the politics of humanity was actually so good. Exactly. like it's so human. The show is so human that's like, okay, I can't bend fire or whatever, but like I can understand what they're going through. And that's why the show has aged so well, and I think it will continue to age so well, because they're able to humanize the characters and the world and connect it to like our real world so well. And at times it is unfortunate, because it's like, well, in the comics, not even the comics, like in Legend of Korra, like they literally have nuclear weaponry with the spirit vines. It's like, do I want that to be related to real life? Do I want to have that connection? Absolutely not. But like, it's there, and like you see the effects of it, and you know, like there's just all these connections, and that's what makes it so, the writing is just, you know, it's just so good. It's so good. And the character development, this is where we're bringing back my boy Zuko, okay? My bestie. What I love about this show is that nobody in the show is truly evil, if that makes sense. Like, everyone, you learn why all the antagonists are doing what they do, and everyone, this is like, we're gonna get a little philosophical here, okay? But everyone in the show truly believes in what they're doing, and they think what they're doing is good, if that makes sense. Like, they think they're doing the right thing for other people, or like, if it is, sometimes it's for themselves, because, you know, people are selfish. But like even Fire Lord Ozai, right? Like, to a point, like, yes, he's trying to get more power, but he thinks he truly believes, like, this is what's good for the Fire Nation and for himself. Like, he, like, really believes that it's, what he's doing is, like, good, if that makes sense. And, like, you like, see, like, why everyone does what they do. Like, almost every single antagonist, you see why they do what they do. Except for Sparky Boom Boom Man and, like, a few others. But, like, I think that's why Zuko, not even I think, I know. This is exactly why Zuko is such a fan favorite, because we get to see his growth from season 1 all the way through season to the end. We see how much he grows, and like from the beginning you learn why he's chasing the Avatar and why he acts the way he acts, and the show just humanizes everyone, and the way they do it is just, The writing in the show is just impeccable, okay? If you haven't watched it, go watch it, because I don't think I'm making any sense if you haven't. But yeah, Zuko's my favorite. If there's anything you leave this stream with, it's the fact that Zuko is the best. Yeah, okay. Now I want to get a little bit into the comics, and maybe, okay, I haven't watched the live actions, but like, I want to get to my opinions on these things, okay? So first of all, if you don't know, there are comics that continue like the story of ATLA and of Legend of Korra. Some of them are like actually direct continuations, and then some of them are like other stuff that happened that like you maybe didn't get to see in the show. And there's a lot of people that are like, why did they make like a 4th season of ATLA? Like they should have made a 4th season, that would have been so cool. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think to have to go with Zuko on top and beating Mako to a pulp. Okay, bye. Okay. Okay, bye. Bye, B. Have fun. Okay. But I wholeheartedly disagree. I think the show ended perfectly at season 3. Like, I think they shouldn't have continued it, and it was very, very smart of them to not continue it, because the whole point of the show, from the beginning, the whole goal was that Aang was supposed to defeat Fire Lord Ozai, and the show ends with him defeating Fire Lord Ozai, and that's it. I think that's where they should have ended it. If he did all that in one season, then I could definitely see them continuing it like they did with Legend of Korra. But I'm really glad that they didn't do that, because then you really get to see the characters' development over the 3 seasons, and you really connect with the characters, which, again, bring back my boy Zuko. That's why so many people like him so much, because nobody's development is rushed, and especially with, like, really big changes like what Zuko had in character growth, is like, you want to see that over a longer period of time, and you don't want to feel rushed. So I think it was very, very smart of them to only make 3 seasons, have the goal of all 3 seasons be defeating Fire Lord Ozai and ending it there, and then for anyone who would like more content or to see more of the story, there are the comics there for you to read if you would like. And I think that was really smart to do. I really like that they did that, and I think it works very well. And like Legend of Korra is a little bit different, because with that show, there's like the ultimate goal of like her wanting to like be able to bend all 4 elements very well and like find her spiritual connections and bring peace to the world, like all of like the Avatar goals. But like with Legend of Korra, because they did it by season, I think it's like, okay, that moved a little faster, if that makes sense. But like with Avatar: The Last Airbender, I wholeheartedly disagree with anyone who thinks that there should be more than 3 seasons. And if you think there should be, I highly encourage you to go read the comics if you haven't. There's also little chapter books, I think, but they're like about the other past Avatars, and I haven't read those. And there's also, I think, a movie trilogy coming out soon of them in like of everyone in like their like 20s. So that would be really cool. I'm excited to see it. As for the live actions, I kind of think they're a little unnecessary. I'm sure they're really... Okay, actually, I heard there's, like, one live-action movie that, like, apparently no one talks about because it's so bad. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But, like, I feel like the Netflix show was slightly unnecessary because they're trying to retell this story that was done so perfectly that I don't think it can work, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying, like, nothing bad to, like, the actors or anything like that. Like, I'm sure they all did amazing. I haven't seen it, but, like, from what I heard, they all did, like, amazing and did, like, what they could with what they had, if that makes sense. But I feel like there's no real way to, like, tell this story again in a way that's, like... I just feel like the live actions are unnecessary, and they should have just left it at the animations. That's just my opinion. And what Drew said in the video made me, like, really not want to watch the live action, because I was like, if they're taking away, like, so much character development and story, which is, like, exactly what we've been talking about for the past 10 minutes, and what has connected so many people to this show, I just feel like it's not worth it. Like, I feel like it's kind of a waste of money to try to make a live action out of this, when instead you could do, like, literally anything else. Like, Netflix could have put out literally anything else, and they decided to attempt to do a live action. And then I think they, like, fired all the original writers and everything who were there trying to help them. And it's like, well, then what's the point of this? You might as well just make a different show that also involves, like, I don't know, based on the Drew Good video, it sounds like they're just trying to show off that they had like the technology to make bending look cool, but it's like at that point you might as well just make a different show and like still use that technology and then implement it in a different way and like come up with a whole new story, because I really think like the original, like Avatar: The Last Airbender is basically untouchable. Like, don't even try. If you aren't one of the original writers, don't even try, honestly. I mean, you can, like, go for it, but I just feel like it's kind of a waste of time and money, and no ATLA fan is gonna be happy about it. And again, nothing to any of like the actors or like anyone who was like this, like the writing stuff is like anyone who like the writing stuff is out of your control, like not your fault. And then to the writer room, why would you fire the literal people who like made the show and are trying to help you, or whoever controls that? I don't know who controls that. It might not even be the writers, it might be like the other people, whoever like was like in like overall in charge of like all of this, like just I don't know. I should definitely do more research before I try to talk exactly on this, but like, again, no hate to the actors, never hate to the actors, unless you're a bad person, but like that's has nothing to do with this. I'm just talking in circles. Okay, but yeah, I just feel like the live action's a little unnecessary. I don't think you should be trying to make a live action on the show. And it ended perfectly. If you want more to see more, just go read the comics, and it's amazing. The comics are amazing. Yeah. I think that's honestly all I had to talk about, but B, even though they're not here anymore, they wanted me to talk about Mako's lightning bending, and like, I guess I could talk about Mako in general, and like the other characters in Korra. But I probably will wrap this up soon because I am actually so busy. I know I've only been live for like not even an hour, like a little over half an hour, but like I'm genuinely so busy with like editing and stuff. But yeah, Mako's lightning bending, super cool. He just casually does it. And then, spoilers, but Bolin lava bending just does it, okay? Like, also, my dad kept telling me to watch Legend of Korra because he was like, it'll fill in blanks and whatever. You need to read the comics too. The comics genuinely fill in so many blanks as well. Like, you get to see, like, Toph meeting, like, a lava bender, and it's, like, super rare. Anyway. Yeah, I actually don't know what to talk about with Mako. He's cool. He's there. He has really good character growth, I think. Especially as, like, a friend and, like, maybe not a romantic partner quite yet in the show or the comics, but, like, as, like, a friend, he grows a lot. Bolin is silly. I love him. Oh my god, Varric! I want to talk about Varric for a little bit. Varric is so funny. I love Varric. I know he, like, you know, tries to frame Mako and everything, but he was just having a little silly, goofy moment, you know? But I genuinely love Varric. He is so funny. I would hate working with him. I would not be able to stand him in real life, but he is so funny. Just as a character. He's one of my favorites. I think he's hilarious. And then him and Julie getting married. Ah! That's so cute. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it here because I don't know what else to talk about, and I actually have, like, so much I need to edit. Not for any of my... This is for, like, outside of content. Like, stream stuff. Completely unrelated to anything you see on any of my platforms. So yeah. I'm gonna end it here, I think. Even though we haven't even hit an hour. But that's because I just keep saying the same things. I keep saying it's because I have more stuff I need to do. Okay, anyway. Next week we are going to be... I'm planning on going live on Sunday. Because I have something on Saturday. So, think of going live Sunday. We're probably gonna continue Chance. Maybe finish it, probably not. But we'll see. Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, one more thing about ATLA. I took 3 quizzes because I was talking with a friend about, like, the show, and we were talking about, like, what element we think we would bend. 1 quiz said I would bend water, and 2 said air, so I guess I'm an airbender. Because that's, like, 2 out of 3, you know? Or maybe I'm, like, half an avatar, I don't know. But, yeah. Y'all let me know if that sounds accurate, because I don't, like, based off of what you've seen of me on stream, because... I don't know. Okay. Well, everyone have a good day. Join my Discord if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Or, honestly, I would recommend just picking one, because I post the same things on both. Yeah. Okay, bye. I'll see you guys next Sunday, probably. If not, I will let you know in my Discord. So that's why you should join my Discord, because that's where you get all my latest updates. Okay, bye. Say bye, everybody. Bye. Okay. Okay, bye.